2, 1. And we are live in the present tense with Sam Stewart on 91.7 FM, WNJR Washington, and online at WNJR.org. Folks, we have got a great show lined up for you tonight. Tuesday night on the show, we had on Charlie Baldosser and Jake Kolonsky from the Washington Jefferson soccer team. They caught a big dub last night over Teal. We've got a great show lined up for you tonight as well. My two guests tonight start on our offensive line here at W&J. So let's go ahead and meet our guests. My first guest on the show tonight is a senior out of Waldorf, Maryland. He was on the All-Pac team last season and is a captain on this year's squad. He joined us on episode 32 of the Present Tense and returns to the show tonight. Everyone, welcome on the show tonight, Leon Middleton. Leon, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Glad to have you back.
Appreciate you. Glad to be here.
My second guest tonight is a senior out of Burgettstown, PA. This guard has played in a total of 29 career games for the Presidents. This two-time All-Pac player and a former member of the D3 football team joins the show tonight. He is also captain on this year's President squad. Everyone, welcome on the show tonight, Angelo Fratini. Angelo, how you doing tonight?
Good. How are we doing?
I'm doing great. Excited to have you here.
That's good.
So, guys, you guys are 2-1 right now. Last weekend, you had a tough defeat at Case Western, really hard-fought game. And this weekend, you take on a 1-1 Bethany squad in the 96th meeting of these teams. These teams first played in 1896. That's kind of crazy. But, fellas, I want to ask you guys, coming off this tough defeat, what are the big keys against Bethany and to take down the Bison on Saturday? Leon, I'll start with you.
For number one, just as a unit, we just gonna come out and just gotta focus up.
Mm-hmm.
And we took a tough loss last week. We corrected our mistakes in practice. We just gonna come out hard Saturday night. Just do the best we can.
Yeah, I got you for sure. And Angelo, anything to add to that?
Yeah, definitely. Case Western kind of came out and punched us right in the mouth. Got a little humbling experience. It's always bad, but sometimes we need it. So let's get back out there and take it to Bethany.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to talk a little bit more about this game a little bit, later perhaps. But one thing I want to ask you is, we're not going to focus on, just last week. I want to ask you guys, we're 3 weeks in. What do you feel like the squad has done well so far up to this point in the season? And Leon, I'll start with you.
For starters, I feel like we had a great camp, and it started in the spring semester, doing spring ball. We had good spring ball. But this far, we done good by communicating on the field and, just believing in each other and having each other's back on the field and just working hard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I know football is really truly a year-round sport. I mean, a lot of sports are here at W&J, but, man, I see you guys in the spring, obviously winter stuff, summer as well. And we're going to talk a little bit about those training off-season workouts a little bit later. But, Angela, do you have anything to add to what the Presidents have done well so far?
Yeah, one thing for sure that we worked on definitely in the spring is getting a sense of brotherhood built into the team. I talked to a couple of the older senior guys and even some of the new freshmen, and just how we act with each other is unlike any team that I've ever been on before. Even go back to high school and middle school days. I mean, this is a team full of best friends, and we certainly do act like it.
Yeah, and where do you feel like that brotherhood comes from? Does it come from the top down?
Yeah,
so
definitely the coaches, but we had a little accountability. It was like a program we installed last year with a couple. I know Drew and AK really brought it forth and brought it to life. But me and Leon definitely bought into it and definitely took it to the next level. But I mean, everyone. It's not just the leaders. It's everyone on the team bought into this brotherhood, this friendship. We're best friends. We are. And not everybody loves each other, but we all definitely get along, and it's a lot better than any year I've experienced here.
That's awesome. And one more question before we get into a few specifics about you guys is, and whoever can take this question can take it. But what was Coach Sirianni's message to the team this week as you guys look to bounce back? You guys are a brotherhood, like you said. You're going to stay together through tough times, whether that's a loss or whatever. But what was his message this week going into a big game against Bethany?
Definitely, for sure, it was focus. This is one of the harder weeks we've had at practice. We've certainly been tested. We were running, doing a little bit more conditioning, and then in the middle of practice, and then going right into the team sessions and running plays. So you're out of breath, you're tired, but now he's expecting you to come out and do your job every play. And it's definitely it's not just him. All the coaches have certainly made sure that we're getting back on track and that another blemish like this doesn't come on our record.
I gotcha, for sure. That's a great answer. Thank you for sharing that. Now, fellas, of course, in the present tense, when we bring guests on, we got to get to know them a little bit. I want to get to know you guys a little bit better, and I'm sure the viewer at home does as well. So, y'all, let's start with you tonight. And my first question, we've changed the show quite a bit up, our little formula, since you came on with Kiki on episode 32. But my question for you tonight, Leon, and I'll go to you, Angela, next, is when did you fall in love with the game of football?
So I started football at the age of like 4, and I started with flag. And I really ain't like flag because I was always aggressive as a kid. I was probably a little bigger than everybody. So it was really when I started at 5 years old, about 6, playing Mighty Mites, and I really fell in love with the game. And I called myself a couple years prior, like at the age of 12, I said I was going to take a break. So I wasn't going to play that year. And then I signed up at the last minute because I realized I couldn't stay away from the game.
Oh, that's awesome.
And ever since then, until COVID happened, I always played football.
Did you always play offensive line?
Nah, I actually started at quarterback, played running back.
Okay.
I played everything. I played everything on the field other than corner and safety.
Okay.
Other than that, I played linebacker, defensive line, running back, quarterback, offensive line. But the older I got, and I got bigger. So by the time I was about 13, I was on the O-line. And I've been there ever since, O-line, D-line.
No, I got you for sure, man. Angela, what about you? When did you fall in love with the game of football?
Yeah, so similar to Leon, football, straight up football was not my first sport. I was real big into youth soccer, and I liked that for many years until I was getting a little too big and aggressive for my competition. And then my dad signed me up for football, and my dad was a college athlete, so I definitely had like a connection with him through the game. I would say it probably wasn't until about 7th, maybe 8th grade when I truly fell in love with the game and learned how far I could possibly take it. I started to get older and more mature and learn how to practice a little bit better. It wasn't just out there running around with my friends, which was fun, don't get me wrong. But I started to take the game for what it's actually worth, and here I am today.
Wow, that's a great answer. Thank you for that. And you guys talked about your young youth careers a little bit. The young versions of yourselves. But I want to ask you now. You guys have been here for quite a long time. Leon, you started in 2018. Angela, you started in 2019. But at the beginning of all this, what made you want to come to Washington Jefferson College? And Leon, I'll start with you again.
Actually, when I was getting recruited, I knew nothing about Washington Jefferson until football.
Okay.
Like school wise, I knew nothing about it, and I was interested because the coaches kept sending letters in the mail, and a player always want to go somewhere where you feel welcome.
Mm.
So even on my visit here, I felt welcome, and it felt like it was somewhere I wanted to be. So I came here, did my research, and I ended up at W&J.
Well, that's a great answer, definitely. I mean, I feel like the whole football team, but the whole campus athletes in general is just really a big family. So thank you for that answer. Angela, what about you?
Yeah, definitely was interested in here from a long time. I know my uncle came here way back in the 70s, and he come out of here. He was a doctor, and my high school head coach came here and played back in the day in the early 90s. I wasn't really looking at W&J all that much. I had a couple Division II offers coming out of high school, and I talked to my dad, and he really put into my head that W&J wins a lot of games, which that's been true. And it is a very competitive brand of football, even at Division III. I know we get a lot of slack being Division III, but if you know, and if you don't, obviously you
Hey, Coach Sirianni, most winning coach in the state of Pennsylvania, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, definitely a lot of winning going on right here. Thank you for that. Definitely got the family connection too, so that's cool. Now, something I ask when I bring two people on the show sometimes, and I feel like there's a good answer with you guys, but how did you guys come to be friends?
I mean, I can kind of answer this a little bit. My freshman year, I come in, and that was your first year playing offensive line, right? Like for the Presidents.
I started week 4. So
yeah, but I mean, you were a D-line your freshman year.
year.
So I remember coming in as a freshman. You're nervous as all. And you get thrown into a room with all these older guys, and they're all offensive linemen. And I'm looking around, and I remember when I started the first game, and then it was 2 weeks later, and you were starting. Yeah. So we kind of had that going for us. Yeah. So me and Leon have a long history of playing together.
Yeah, and one thing you alluded to that I wanted to ask about tonight is, football is a brotherhood, like you said. But what is the brotherhood between offensive linemen like? And Leon, I'll start with you, but I'm sure Angela, you have something to add as well, because I know like you guys have your lockers by each other, and linemen. It's like, and my brother's a lineman. And I've always respected linemen. You guys, be honest, like get disrespect a little bit. Everyone puts the cameras on the skill players sometimes. So what is that brotherhood of linemen like?
Well, first of all, as an offensive lineman, it's only 5 of us, and like I tell the team to this day, it start with us on the O line. Like the ball, for it to get hype, it start with the center, and not only that, we have to have each other back. Like, and I have to trust in my teammate. I play left tackle, for example, and I gotta trust that my guard gonna be right with me. So it take a lot of trust, brotherhood, and just focus. You just gotta trust each other, really.
Yeah, that's
have
great.
Each other back.
That's a great answer, definitely. And I've seen you guys stick up for each other out there. You guys are a take no bleep, kind of team. Angela, what about you? Do you have anything to add on the brotherhood of linemen?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's always, it's cliche to say it's a team within a team. And I don't get big on like, oh, we're offensive linemen, we're better than. Listen, everybody's equal on the whole.
Yeah, that's a great attitude.
But with you saying like, we don't get in the limelight so much. Any true offensive lineman will tell you that they don't live for that. Like they live to see Justin Huss in the end zone celebrating. They live to see Colton Jones passing for 500 yards and Peduzzi and all these cats doing their job. That's what we live for. If they do good, we do good.
Wow,
so that's how I look at offense.
That's a great answer. Thank you for that. I'm definitely gonna remember that. Hey Charlie, hope you're listening at home too. That's my brother. But one question that I wanted to ask, it's kind of a deep question, so we'll go ahead and dive into this type of stuff. Is a question I love to ask seniors. Now, we're gonna start with this one first because you guys are captains. Is what makes a good leader? And Angela, we'll start with you this time.
Well, so like I've been here for a while and I've been around a couple different captains and I know the ones I liked more so than the others. I was always around guys. I always floated towards guys that brought everybody up all the time. Not the guy that's pointing fingers and saying like, oh, you guys do better. The guy that's bringing everybody up, putting the team on his back. So I know I try to motivate. I try to bring everybody up all the time and just say like, hey guys, listen, we're gonna get it. We're gonna get the next one. We're gonna get the next one, and not bring down the team, which can be detrimental.
So for you, you'd say supportive and. So do you ever think there's a time to maybe discipline if someone does something wrong? How do you go about that?
Yeah, so I mean, definitely we hold each other accountable and call each other out. It's not. I've always learned it's not what you say, it's how you say it. So you can call somebody out, and I try not to as much. I try to leave that to the coaches. But definitely, I mean, I know I've called Leon out. Leon's definitely called me out. I mean, that's why we're brothers. But definitely, like it's like how you say it. Say, hey, let me talk to you about something. You don't make them feel little in front of the whole team, or if it's just the offense line, you just pull them to the side, or just like, hey, I have a question about this. Maybe we can do it a different way. Wow. So yeah, it's just how you say it.
That's great advice for everybody. I think not only in football, but probably life.
Oh yeah, definitely for
life
or
something like that. You don't want to alienate your employees or just your.
You don't want to alienate anybody. I mean, we're all human.
So. Yeah, dude, that's a great perspective. And Leon, what about you? What do you believe makes a great leader?
Well, with me, I always been told that I was a good leader, and I even asked the team before I was like, when I was voted captain, like, why did y'all vote for me? Because I always thought, I ain't gonna say I always thought, but like, a lot of people think leaders, you have to like speak up or like talk a lot. And if you know me, I really don't do that. Like, so like when I asked them, they said I lead by example, and I always like I just go about my way. You know what I'm saying? But I speak up when the time is needed, but most of the time I just lead. I try to lead by example and like just follow my way. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, that's a great answer. And kind of going along with this theme of leadership and being a senior, my next question for you guys is: how do you want to be remembered at Washington and Jefferson College when it's all done? When the cleats are hung up, the pads are put back in the equipment room. How do you want to be remembered when you leave this campus for the last time? And Angelo, I'll start with you again.
Yeah. So I mean, I've had a couple meetings with my coaches, and it's all after every season. I try to get better. I always tell them the same thing. Like, I want to be remembered as the best that ever come through here. I want them to, when they bring in recruits, they point up to my picture on the wall or my picture on the All-American board and say, that guy is how you play football. And I'm striving to be that guy. It's a hard task. Nothing's easy. But that's how I'd like to be remembered.
That's a great answer. And WJ football fans, don't worry. Angelo's going to be around for one more season after this, correct?
Yes,
Okay.
I am coming back for a
Okay,
15.
awesome. But Leon, unfortunately, this is your last year playing for the Presidents. I know in your last episode you want to continue your career. You're looking at some different routes, but for you, how do you want to be remembered at Washington Jefferson College?
At my position, I just want to be the one, like Angelo said, when they recruit the next left tackle, I want to be that example. I want them to say, this person always got his job done, and he was always about his business, and that's how I go about it.
Well, that's a great answer. And one question I always ask here on the show, and I'm very interested to hear your answer tonight. And Leon, you said last time, believe in yourself. So I'm going to ask Angelo this question here, but I really liked Leon's answer of believe in yourself, be yourself. And Angelo, the question that we always ask in the present tense is if a freshman came up to you on the first day of practice, they said, Angelo, what is the biggest advice you'd give me for being a football player at Washington and Jefferson College under Coach Sirianni? What would you tell them?
It's funny you asked me that because I've actually had a couple that did come up to me.
Oh, nice. That works out.
maybe not the first day of camp, but definitely they've definitely come up and asked me. And I tell them pretty much all about the same thing is you just got to fight for what you want. When I came here as a freshman, they were trying to find a new right guard, and through camp, it ended up I got my position to start, and I never turned back, never looked back.
Yeah, starting as a freshman, man, it's a tough thing to do.
Yeah, no, and I try not to pat myself on the back too much, but I tell these kids, make a big play when you can. Go lay somebody out, even if it's just on kickoff. I mean, if you just go down the field and take somebody off their cleats, somebody's going to see that. Yeah. Somebody's going to say, "Man, we got to get this kid on the field somewhere else."
Yeah, for sure, man. That's great.
So I'd say fight it out.
Yeah, that's a great one.
You got to compete.
Believe in yourself, fight it out,
and go hard.
Go hard
every play.
Yeah,
why not?
That's a great answer. And Leon, a question that we've added since you joined the show last is, what is one successful trait? Or I'm sorry, what is one trait of a successful football player?
Focus.
Roll with that.
Focus. You just got to focus because it's a lot going on the field. Mm-hmm. And I feel like one trait, especially playing O-line, say if I miss a block that previous play and I know the next play getting called, I can't think about what just happened that last play. Mm-hmm. I got to move on and I got to focus about what's being called, the play being called, whether it's on 1 or 2. You just got to focus a lot.
That's a great answer. And Angelo, what about you? What is one trait of a successful football player?
So I go more in the realm of knowledge. I think you should be a smart player, and that refers to many different aspects on the field. You should know the down and distance. You should obviously know your plays, but you should know how the defense or offense, if you're on that side of the ball, how they're going to react in certain situations. Study up, watch a lot of film, and be prepared to whatever's coming out at you.
Well, that's a great answer. And one question that's kind of popped in my mind now is for me, who's never even put on pads, I've actually never played football before. I've always thought part of the smart players, and they said if someone has an unnecessary roughness penalty or you're getting a fight, that's a dumb penalty. How do people in football control their emotions? Because for me, I see you guys getting hype and stuff. I know Coach Sirianni would obviously get mad if you guys got some sort of after the whistle penalty and stuff like that. How is it that you can be so violent but learn to control that? If that question makes sense.
Yeah, for sure. Going back to the offensive line, I mean that's a big thing that we try to stress. Defensive line's kind of the opposite. They can play full out, let their emotions hang out because they're not to the sense they're not working with a team, but they can make a play by themselves. Offensive line, it's us five. We gotta work on working the level and taking control. So control, you play with emotion, but you definitely have to learn how to control your emotions. And believe me, I've been on the dumb side of penalties. I've hit people after the whistle, and you get there's a certain level, but sometimes you take it too far. But definitely you learn how to control your emotions. It's a hard thing to do, but one thing I learned how to do over my years here is how to control my emotions.
Gotcha. And Leon, anything to add to that?
Yeah, to add to what Angelo's saying, you just got doing football, it's a bunch of trash talking. So you got trash talking and you hitting every play. So you might got this one dude, he might be talking a lot, but with me, I try to stay disciplined and not try to be selfish because I could get like you said, a dumb penalty and cause our team 15 yards. Mm-hmm. But I just got that penalty caused my team 15 yards and we were just in the red zone. So you just got to think about and you have to think about your team and think about others. You don't want to be that person.
Are you a trash talker, Leon?
You have to really get me there. Like I really
got you.
don't. I'm really not. I really just
Yeah,
you know,
That's cap.
What about you, Angelo? Are you a trash talker?
Yeah, definitely.
Drew said he's like, yeah, I chirp a little bit.
I do, and Leon can totally attest to this. I do until we get into like maybe a long drive, and I'm kind of getting a little tired. Then he said, "Man, it's kind of quiet over there. You must be a little tired." I said, "Yeah, I'm not talking too much." But no, definitely, it's one of the parts of the game that's the most fun. I think is going back and forth. But yeah,
I got you. That's cool. And my follow-up question to my original question of the trait of football is, what trait does it take to be successful in life? And whoever can start with this one. Leon's got it.
what trait does it take to be successful in life? I say this was gonna be my quote of the day, but I say just
no, don't say the quote of the day. You can say the word. You can't say the quote of the day.
Yeah. Come on, man.
You gotta save it.
We
can pass. We can pass. And you can answer.
All right,
we'll
I'll take the stress.
We'll pass.
I'll take the stress.
I want to hear your quote of the day at the end for sure. I'm excited. But go ahead, Angelo.
So a trait that I don't know if it's a trait, but it's always been stressed to me in my life, through my father and my coaches, is to be a winner. I mean, you gotta find a way to win every situation. Obviously you're not going to win everything. It's very evident from this last weekend. But you got to learn how to take the cards you've been dealt and come out the most successful you can be. So I guess that's my biggest. Whatever situation I'm in, I try to see, okay, what can I do to better this for myself and come out on top, no matter what it is.
So, okay, let me ask you this question. So what do you define as a winner?
Now that's tricky. I mean, obviously,
I got some thoughts.
Yeah. So obviously, in the classroom, making A's, making B's, winning is just doing. For me, has always just been doing better than what you have been doing. So if you're getting D's on a test and you start getting C's, that's winning. If you, I don't know, if you have a family and it's been struggling a while, and then you start bringing home some more money, you start struggling out and getting a little bit better, that's winning. There's a lot of different stuff to winning. If you've been losing a couple football games and now you turn it around and now you're positive, that's winning.
Man, I'm thinking about this answer, man. Man, this might be a good new question for the show. What is a winner? I would have to say a winner is someone, I would say it's two things. Someone who's winning in life. A winner is someone who never quits, no matter how much they're beaten. Even if they can't move, they're not going to close their eyes and give up. They're going to keep moving. That's a winner. And two is a winner who's not afraid to show their true selves to the world and live in that true selves. If you're yourself and you don't quit on what you want to do, for me, that's a winner.
All right, that's fair.
Yeah.
And like I said, I mean, you can define it however you want. That's on your terms. But as long as you think, I mean, like whatever you come at and that's what you're doing, then you're winning.
So just take that into every situation.
Yeah, that's how I attack the day every day.
Dude, that's great stuff. Thank you for that. That's great stuff. And one thing I want to ask you guys, kind of switching gears a little bit. We are student athletes or athlete students here at WJ. So Leon, you're a business major. Some econ in there as well. You said you've taken some classes, but you said that you wanted to own a lounge. Now, we didn't talk about this a lot last time because Kiki was making a lot of jokes and stuff. You know how he is. But what do you want to name your lounge? Is that still a goal that you want to do?
Yeah, that's still a cool goal.
What is your lounge going to be called?
I don't know. It's going to be like, I don't know.
Leon's Lounge?
Probably Leon Palace or like, Leon Chill Spot. I don't know. I really haven't thought of a name, but I just want my lounge to be something just like a man cave, but not only just for men, but like somewhere where men could just, chill. You don't got to be at home, watch sports, have a bar in there.
Okay, cool. That's what's up. And Angelo, what's your major and minor here at WJ?
I am an accounting major. I do not have a minor.
Okay, and do you want to be the accountant for Leon's Palace?
Yeah, definitely. I'll help out all my brothers if I can.
Yes, so you just plan on, obviously going into accounting after college?
Yeah, I have my family owns a construction business, so I think I'm going to try to go the accounting route for a couple years, maybe bankroll some money, but I definitely want to take over the business with my brother one day. So,
okay, that's awesome. How old's your brother?
He's 5 years older than me, so he's
he's working for that construction business.
Yes, it's right now. It's just my dad and my brother, so it's a small little gig, but it's not that big to where we could take on another guy right now. So I'll have to kind of wait my turn and then take in as my dad's on his way out.
Okay, wow, that's really cool. My next question is, what do you get up to at W&J when you're not playing football or doing school? Is there any activities that you enjoy doing on campus? Now, Angela, I've heard some rumors, some rumblings on the street, as it were, that you're called the King of Bika.
Yeah, that is not a self-given nickname.
I'm sure it's not.
Yeah, that is a nickname from a couple of my dear friends that live in Bika.
Shout them out. Shout them out.
Zach Beidel, Garrett Yarman, Dylan Rebuck. That whole gang.
Cool. So, what do you get up to outside of?
I really like just hanging out with friends. We're all 21, so I can say we like to drink a little bit, and we go to a couple of bars off campus.
Pub Thursdays,
the pub, the brew house. We have a good time responsibly,
of course.
But that nickname is that's something Zach Beidel came up with.
That's fine. And you've been in Bika, and for those who don't know, Bika is like the highest level of housing you can get. You've been in Bika for 4 years.
No.
Okay.
That's why I never understood. I've only been there this semester and then last 2 years.
Nah, I saw you out there all the time last year, posted up on the couch, looking over
your
looking over your kingdom, bro.
So I guess I kind of got it because I take a little responsibility for having some of the lawn parties.
Okay.
And no, it was a group effort, but I try to keep it.
Leon wants to say something.
Obeying the rules.
So
I was the responsible one.
Okay.
I will say.
And Leon, what do you get up to outside of school and football?
I left my video game at home, so I don't play that no more. I really just be chilling, watching a show, movies.
Did you used to play a lot of video games?
Yeah, I used to.
What's your favorite video games?
Modern Warfare.
Modern Warfare. Like, is the new one or the old one?
The old Modern Warfare.
Like, you played the campaign or like the multiplayer?
2019 multiplayer.
See, I'm a huge campaign guy. That's like
yeah, 2019.
Yeah, he's
the
new Modern Warfare.
Okay, you're not talking about the one where it was like
not COD 4.
COD 4.
Nah,
yeah. Okay, you're talking about Modern Warfare.
Yeah, Modern Warfare.
Okay. See,
I wish I could play the new one that's about to come out.
Modern Warfare 2. So it's really confusing me how they're doing like Modern Warfare.
Yeah,
come on, Activision, get it together.
Couldn't get a couple new names.
You know what's crazy is me and my friend at GameStop, and like total sidebar, but they're gonna they said in 6 years, the guys at GameStop, there won't be any consoles left because like even now, they said Xbox doesn't tell you this, but you can go to Microsoft.com on an internet TV, get a controller, and download the game to the TV. That's crazy.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you can stream it. You don't even need a box anymore.
That's crazy.
Yeah, little sidebar. But my next question for you guys, and Leon, we've added this one since you've came on the show. Now let me set the scenario. Since I make millions of dollars doing the present tense, I've decided to give you a little bit of this money, perhaps $1 million. I've also decided to give you a free Saturday to do whatever you want. What are you going to be doing with this free Saturday and this money? Now, a couple examples so far. Jake Klonksky said he would go to Hawaii with the whole soccer squad. Jaron said he'd go to Las Vegas with the whole football team. Coach Sirianni said he'd go to Notre Dame to watch a football game. And probably my favorite so far is Jackie Flesher said she would get a really fast car and race a cheetah in it. So really, you can do whatever you want. So I'll turn it over to you guys. I don't know who wants to answer this one first.
The first thing I do, I'll probably get a little bit of money to my family, and then I'm gonna go take a trip with the fellas.
Okay,
that's what I'm gonna do.
Where's this trip gonna be to?
Probably a cruise, or probably go to Vegas, Dominican Republic, somewhere nice.
Okay,
so we can enjoy ourselves.
Cool. I feel like I'd rather go to Dominican Republic than Vegas.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, little tropical vacation. Okay, that's cool. Angela, what about you? I see like you turn over there.
I don't know, man. It's an interesting question.
It's
I would definitely have to go get a super nice suit.
Okay.
And then
maybe talking about like double-breasted Tom Ford
like
deal.
like a 10 grand suit and some jewelry, and then I'd probably go get a nice car, a convertible, and some nice cigars, and have like.
Dude, I love a good cigar. Man.
Oh, I'm big on the cigars.
That's what's up, man. Okay, so
I don't know.
What type of jewelry you buy? You buy like a watch?
I'd have
little AP.
I'd have to get a watch because I don't have a watch, and I always wanted a nice big one.
So are you a bust down guy, or would it just be normal?
Nah, I don't know. I like gold.
He a plain Jane dude.
Okay.
He ain't rocking no
bust.
Diamonds.
Hey, bro, you know I gotta get a bust down, bro.
Maybe a chain on top of that.
I got you, bro. Okay, great answers, guys. And now another one that we've added this season, just the present, there's actually a few episodes ago that I've really enjoyed asking, and I'm interested to hear your guys' answers, is what is one artist you would listen to if you could only listen to one artist for the rest of your life? And I'll give you my answer was Mac Miller. Jake Kolonsky said Polo G. Jackie said Taylor Swift. I'm trying to think. Kiki said he said he would just listen to Afro beats genre. Who would you guys listen to?
Probably NBA YoungBoy.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. He's got a lot of music. I'll tell you that.
And he got
AI Youngboy too was good.
He's versatile. He got music like if I'm in my feelings, if I want to fight, drama, anything. I can play YoungBoy.
Bro, did you see the Mike Tomlin give the Steelers Black Air Forces, bro?
I've seen that.
Okay, all right. Favorite YoungBoy song?
Ooh.
Right Foot Creep.
Nah, I say Valuable Pain.
See, I haven't listened to that much of his music, but I'll check it out. I'll check it out. And Angelo, what
Pain.
about you? Are you a rap guy? Or are you
Yeah, I like a little bit of everything. I'm gonna show my little bit of hometown heritage with this one. But
okay.
if I'm gonna have to listen to one person for the rest of my life, it would probably have to be the king of country music, George Strait.
I'm carrying your love with me.
Yeah.
No, okay, that's awesome. And he's from Burgestown?
No, I just meant like Burgestown's country.
Oh, okay.
No, George Strait is not
King
from
George.
Burgestown. Yeah.
No. Dude, that's awesome. Yeah, that's really cool. My Nana's a huge George Strait fan. Favorite George Strait song?
I like a lot of them. I don't know if I could just name a favorite. Probably Carrying Your Love with Me's up there. I'll go with that one.
I've looked at because they have a TikTok remix that kind of
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know about all that.
I know that.
Yeah, that's country right there.
Yeah, no, George, that's classic, man. Yeah, thank you for that answer. One thing that I always like to ask on the show is, advice to, younger players, keys for, skills and fundamentals. So I want to ask you guys, do you have a preference over run blocking or pass blocking? Angelo's laughing. Why? Is there a story behind that laugh?
No, it's a good question. I don't think I've ever been asked this question.
Yeah, hey, this is what we do in the present tense.
So I don't know if I have a preference because when you got a team on their heels and you're run blocking and they can't stop you, there's no better feeling than that. But sometimes when you're pass pro and it's kind of like poetry, a little bit like when the defense is shifting all over the place and you pick it all up and then you're really protecting the quarterback. It's no better feeling than that. So I don't know if I have a preference.
I do. I like run blocking.
And how come?
Because I could be the aggressive. I feel like every time I'm pass blocking, I got set, like as an offensive lineman, we got set back. So I got to wait for the impact, and I don't like that really.
Yeah, I got
but
you.
When I'm run blocking, everything downhill for real.
Yeah, okay. So it sounds like pass, you guys kind of favor run blocking a little bit. So let's talk about pass blocking. Advice for younger players or new offensive linemen on pass blocking. What are the big keys when pass blocking? Obviously I'm sure there's some assignment stuff, but also skill stuff as well if you guys want to talk about that.
I'm just thinking about how many viewers you're going to lose listening to offensive line talk on here.
Nah, dude, I'm telling you, I rock with the offensive lineman. Charlie, you better be listening tonight. But
no, one thing for pass pro that I learned, and I don't know how well this is going to translate, but I always kind of considered it kind of like swinging a golf club.
Okay.
So I don't golf, but I know the harder you swing a club, the less likely the ball is going to go that far. And it's not something you can just aggress. And it's kind of the same with pass pro. So if you get back and then you lunge forward at the guy, he's probably going to go right past you. No matter how hard you hit him at first, it's about stepping back and waiting and we like to make the D lineman do the first move. So you get back in your stance and you let them. It's kind of like chess in that sense. Okay. Let them move first and then you counter it, and then 9 times out of 10 you'll win it.
Like, God, that's actually 2 really good metaphors that translate really well. I actually really understood that. It's funny though, because I do ask people these skill questions a lot, and I go, I don't know if you guys know Colin Robinson, All-American golfer.
Yeah, I know Colin.
And I'm just like, Colin, so like if you're hitting your drive this way or that way, like, what's the biggest key to fix your drive? He goes, just quit, just walk off the course. And Leon, do you have anything to add about that? And, I don't know if Angelo covered pass blocking. You can talk about run blocking a little bit. Say the big keys to run blocking.
Well, with pass, I say with me, it's about your feet work and your hand placement and being patient, especially at tackle.
He said run blocking.
I know, but I'm.
No, sorry, you can talk about both. That's fine.
You know, pass blocking. You know, you just gotta be patient sometimes because the ends, these defensive ends, be good athletes these days. So you can't have crazy feet, and you have to have good hand placement because you don't want to get caught for holding.
Okay.
And you gotta be patient.
Cool. And then for run blocking, because I know you said you love run blocking. What's the biggest keys? Or are you just going right at them?
I know you gotta go at them. Sometimes, like at on down block, I have to go at them at a good angle.
Okay.
But once I have them and like I turn my hips or anything like that, I just keep on driving them back. I just love that feeling.
Yeah,
pushing them off the ball and they can't do nothing to get ball.
That'd be a great feeling, bro. You know, one thing that I also wanted to ask is, you know, we've seen some of you guys' preferences in terms of blocking and that sort of thing. But I want to ask you guys, is there a particular player that you would say you try to base your game off of, a lineman that you really look up to? And Leon, I know you answered this one last time, but you can re-answer it again. You know, give a new answer. Is there one person, pro, college, that you say, I really want to play like that guy growing up, or I look to this guy for inspiration? Any lineman in particular?
Trent Williams.
Okay. Is he still playing for the
49ers?
49ers, that's right. Okay. And Angelo, what about you?
Well, yeah, so I guess did we ever say our positions? Leon's a tackle.
No, I read it off in the intro.
Okay, yeah. So as a guard, I look up to Quentin Nelson. Quentin Nelson, I don't care what anybody says. I think he's the number one guard. You know, there's a little controversy there, but I think he's hands down the number one guard in the NFL. Just the way he plays, the tenacity he brings. I try to mold my game after him.
Okay, that's awesome. And who would you say is one person that has inspired you and kept you going through hard times? Has really been by your side and has been an essential part of your journey? Now, that's a tough question, but who is this person who is responsible for you being out on that field Saturday, for you being in this radio studio right now? Who would you say is very essential to your journey? And whoever wants to start to take this one.
I can't just name just one person. I gotta say my immediate family, like my mom, dad, grandparents. They all push me every day. You know, give me motivation to keep going and just have a purpose of why I'm doing what I'm doing.
That's awesome. That's awesome, man. It's awesome now that feelings, bro. I've been blessed to have the same thing, bro. I feel like it's just really a blessing. You know what I mean? That's awesome. And Angelo, what about you?
Yeah, I agree with that, but I know I don't want to like put anyone down, but definitely I have a little bit stronger connection with my father since you know, he, like I said, he played in college, so he knows a little bit about what I'm dealing with more so than, you know, my other family members. Not that they're less supportive, but he just understands it from a like been there, done that type of way. So definitely my father has been there on the sidelines in high school, and he pushed me to become the man and the player that I am both today.
Wow, that's a great answer. Is he going to be there on Saturday?
Yes, he will.
Dude, that's cool. I'd love to see him out there.
As Zach Beidel calls me the king of Beeka, my dad is the king of the tailgates. So
really,
if you get up, if anybody
where's this tailgate going to be taking place?
The American Legion. It's right up from the field on the left side.
What type of menu we got going on up there?
The menu changes week to week.
Right, hey, I got to report at 4 o'clock some work sessions, but hey, I'm gonna pop out.
I'm telling you,
Mr. Fratini, I feel like he works the grill real nice.
There's no doubt. After the game, we all go up there, and my dad loves it. So if you have time, stop up. We'll get you a plate.
Thanks, I appreciate it, man. That's awesome. And you know, for you guys coming into this season, like obviously, I'm gonna say we got one more football question. We'll say that just about you guys. We'll say that for after our break here. But you know, I want to ask you this guy. I wanted to say this question, but I do want to get to it now because I think the process of things is so interesting. It's definitely a question that I want to add in more to the show. You know, this summer, you guys, you know, obviously we're both starting and stuff, but you know, after that kind of disappointment of not winning the conference championship, the coach Sirianni talked about on this show, what was the biggest things that you worked on this off season? What did your training program look like? And what was the keys that you really focused on coming into this year individually? Well, Angelo, I'll start with you.
So some of the biggest things I worked on was getting my footwork back up to par.
Okay.
I was named to the All-American team as a sophomore, and then as a junior, I slipped a little bit, and I didn't get renamed to that team. So I really evaluated, you know, what I was doing in the off season. So I came up and formulated a plan with a couple of my trainers, and really went back to the grindstone and worked on some new stuff that I haven't been. But definitely my footwork. You know, I feel like it's we work on the same stuff all the time, but just it's how I worked on it. My footwork, my strength, my leg drive, everything. So it's just how I worked on it.
Okay.
I worked on it at a new level.
I gotcha. So you use that not making the D3 team again as motivation.
Oh yeah, definitely for sure.
Okay.
That was a big chink in my armor. I think.
Really? Okay, I gotcha. And Leon, what about you? What'd you work on this offseason?
Um,
I saw you posting them gym pics, bro.
Yeah, so I train real different this all season. I went to a place called Monster Makers East Coast.
Oh, that sounds crazy. Monster Maker.
Yeah, shout out to him. It's James Harrison style lifts, and we lift with chains and bands and things like that, as you can see on Instagram.
Yeah, check out his Instagram.
Yeah, I did that for 10.5 weeks.
Wow.
I worked on everything. My speed, strength, agility, mobility, all that. And I used my motivation was they put me on second team all conference, and I felt like I was supposed to be first. So
Okay.
that was my motivation. I just want to come back different because I got goals that I'm trying to achieve and things like that.
Wow, that's a great answer, man. And guys, thank you for the segment, allowing us to get to know you a little bit. And we're gonna get to obviously our quote of the day segment, some more stuff after the break. But right now, we gotta talk some NFL. Now, Angelo, he says he's just a football fan, doesn't have a particular team in general. Now, Leon is a Cowboys fan.
Yes, sir.
So 1-1. Leon, thoughts on the season so far for the Cowboys?
It's a bummer that Dak went down.
Yeah, it really is, man.
But we got faith in Cooper Rush. I feel like
Angelo giving that side eye like, nah.
Leon knows how I feel.
Cooper Rush the man. But I feel good right now. I feel like our receivers just gotta do a little better, and that we need to start feeding Tony Pollard more.
Yeah, definitely a good bet.
More than Zeke. I feel like he's doing better than him.
Yeah, no, for sure. I would definitely agree with that. They got a matchup against the 2-0 Giants, who actually off to a really hot start this year.
Yeah.
And, one game that I want to talk about that's going on right now, since we are in Pittsburgh, is Cleveland Browns are actually up 7-0 right now on the Steelers. So, we do have to talk about the hometown team a little bit. Now, Mr. Trubisky is the sixth best running quarterback since 2018, according to Pro Football Focus. And Cleveland leads the yard. We'll say that for a second. I want to let's talk about this for a second because I feel like Mitch Trubisky, he got misused on the Bears. They didn't let him run enough. He was really hesitating to scramble against the Patriots. And I want to ask you guys, do you think Money Mitch is the solution in Pittsburgh, or do you think we're going to see Kenny Pickett soon?
I guess I'll take this one. I think that Mitch Trubisky is a really good quarterback.
I think he's definitely underrated.
I think he definitely was misused. I really liked him at the Bears. I remember when he was there watching him. I like Kenny Pickett. It's hard to root against like a hometown kid like that. That would be really cool to see that get drafted and become the next Ben Roethlisberger or whatever. I think their biggest problem is their head coach. I'm not a huge fan of Mike Tomlin.
Really?
I will
Never
say this.
Season.
You're right. He is a good coach. He is not a great coach. And I will die on that hill 100%.
Okay, Leon, any thoughts on the Steelers right now? I do want to say defense is struggling a little bit with out TJ Watt, but Minka Fitzpatrick, 18 takeaways since 2019, second in the NFL. He had one last week. I mean, the thing is, like, when you play cover two like they do, when you have a good rush, the safety's going to have a chance to make plays. Defense is good. So how do you think the quarterback situation plays out, Leon, in Pittsburgh?
I say give the people what they want to see. Put Kenny Pickett in there.
Angelo, you can't lie. It's what the Pittsburgh people want to see, man.
Hey, I like it.
Hey, I mean, go for it. I mean, to me, Najee Harris, Jonathan Taylor is really good. But man, Najee Harris, the way he just throws drone men around, dude, big man,
Yeah, he needs an offensive line to run.
He does. So my take on the Steelers as a whole, really, you see, obviously the Browns have a good back as well. They're moving the ball well so far in this game. Nick Chubb actually has the second most yards per carry all time in the NFL with 5.3. Pretty crazy. But for me, I think if we go back to Steelers, I always had this theory. My good friend Vinny told me this. It's like second-year quarterbacks tend to have a lot of success in the NFL. So if they get Kenny sometime this year, draft a few offensive linemen, he'll be more experienced going that second year. If we look like guys like Justin Herbert, who's had a pretty good year so far, obviously they're 1-1, but a guy like Joe Burrow coming back for a second year, a guy like Russell Wilson in his second year, you know what I'm saying? So I think the Steelers, it's not going to be their year this year, but Angelo, I'm gonna ask you this, man. Do you think they should get rid of Tomlin if they don't have a winning season this year?
Listen.
If this is first,
I don't know. I'm not a offensive guru or whatever. All I say is I don't agree with necessarily the decisions he's making. I know Pittsburgh people love Kenny Pickett. Taking him in the first round was absolutely insane.
Really?
That was a wasted pick. I think they should have took Lindenbaum, the center out of Iowa. I think that would have been a much better draft choice, and then you could have got Pickens in 2 still.
Yeah, they probably could have. But it's the flashy move. It's what the Yinzers want to see. You know how Pittsburgh people are, man.
I understand. I understand, but you know, growing up in a house full of Steelers fans, my mom is totally guilty of this. They love to play both sides of the coin. Like, you know, oh, Tomlin's the best, and then he loses. Oh, he's the worst, and we should get rid of him. So
man,
I think
it's tough to play in Pittsburgh, man. I'll tell you, like,
it is.
And they want to see the win now. That's what's about. Like, that's what I said. Like, you know, because bro, they will not accept a bad team. Like, they won't accept it. Yeah. Like, it won't happen.
I don't think we should get rid of Tomlin. Maybe we should get rid of Canada.
Okay.
I think there needs to be some moves. Huh?
Who that?
OC, yeah.
I think there needs to be some moves. Just change it up a bit. I mean,
yeah.
Like you said, they never had a losing season. That's great. When's the last time we were in a meaningful game?
Last year's playoffs.
Yeah, come on. I watched that game.
Big Ben's last game.
Yeah.
Hey, George Pickens had 1 catch for only 23 yards. You know, he's a deep play threat. They haven't been able to get him the ball deep, though, man. They haven't been able to get him the ball, you know, enough, really. Obviously, taking a defeat to the Patriots. We got those 2 teams in the AFC North, and the other team I want to talk about is the Bengals, who actually lost to your Cowboys last week.
Yes, sir.
They're 0-2, and I'm really, really surprised by this. They lost 20-17 to a Cowboys team with their second-string quarterback. Now, Joe Burrow's offensive line went from 30th to 21st this offseason, but they're still not good enough. That man is getting crushed. Now, do you think the Bengals have any chance of turning the season around, or is that offensive line just too weak?
Well, isn't that the curse of the loser of the Super Bowl? Is the next year they always come back and they do terrible. I don't know. I can't tell you that I've watched the Bengals. I did watch the Bengals first game, but after that I really haven't been paying attention to them too much.
I mean, they should have won that first game, honestly.
Yeah.
But still, you got to come up with a way to execute.
I don't think honestly.
Honestly,
I don't think anybody should have won that game. That
no one wanted to win. I watched. That was terrible.
That was a terrible game to watch. But no, I think it's like any team. You got to protect your people first. So build around that offensive line and then protect Joe Burrow, and he'll be able to make plays.
Because I mean, Leon, you can speak on this too. But in the Super Bowl last year, Joe Burrow got absolutely smacked. I mean, he set records for how many times he got hit after the whistle. I mean, after the pass was thrown, obviously sacked as well. They would have a decent offensive line last year. They could have done it. But do you feel like the Bengals have enough to take this division this year?
I do. Joe Burrow a winner, man. That dude.
Joe Burrow.
So, yeah. I feel like they're gonna change something or pick up somebody on the O-line. I think they're gonna be able to turn it around. Him and Jamar Chase.
Okay. Yeah, Jamar Chase, man.
AFC. It's such a wild place.
That's a great segue. I love when that happens. Let's go to our last team. And now, do you have any love for the Ravens, Leon? Being from Maryland?
Nah, Lamar Ray Lewis. I don't really.
You know what's crazy, bro? They blew a 21 lead.
Yeah, I seen that.
In the fourth quarter. In the fourth quarter, they were by 21 points, bro. Like, is it just me, or the Ravens like always find a way to sell the big moments, bro? Like, they're just one of those franchises, bro.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like they can't get over the hump. They got their talent, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They got a former MVP, man. Look, 21-point lead. That's crazy. The Cardinals and Dolphins actually each faced 20-point deficits at the halftime. It's the first time in NFL history that multiple teams have overcome a 20-point deficit. I'm saying we'll get to that Cardinals game in a sec, but man, what about this group of receivers for the Miami Dolphins?
Speed.
Jalen Waddle.
Fast.
Gesicki. Tyreek Hill. Cheetah. Best receiving core in the league? Question mark? Maybe the Bucks.
Yeah.
Maybe the Buccaneers.
Yeah.
I think it's got to be between those two. Maybe. Dude, honestly, Stephon Diggs, though, man.
Oh, yeah, crazy.
Yeah, you're talking a little bit out of my pay grade right there.
We'll go ahead and talk about offensive line.
I mean, we can talk about it. I know a little bit, but, I save that for somebody else.
Maybe, I don't know. I feel like the Dolphins, honestly, would just, honestly, Tyreek Hill, man, like, it's crazy. Like,
too fast.
Yeah, there's anything to say. He's fast. He's good. You know what I mean? And let's talk about this Cardinals game a little bit. So did you guys see the play where Kyler Murray ran 85 yards on a 2-point conversion? Did you see that?
The
No.
20-second scramble?
The 20-second scramble.
Yeah,
Oh, I actually, you know what? I think I did hear something
Dude,
about that.
yeah, I'll show it to you at the break, man. I'm just watching it right now on Twitter, dude. So he's standing there, runs to the right, runs to the left. The defensive lineman just get tired, he runs it in. Honestly, I was a little bit, week one, I wasn't too sure about the Cardinals after, Cliff Kingsbury, like obviously offensive coach. He didn't play a great offensive game against the Chiefs. But, hey, man, big dub against the Raiders coming back. Not too bad of a game, honestly, man. And, one thing I want to ask you here before we get to our power rankings for today, our first full power rankings of the season, is Aaron Rodgers picked up a dub against the Bears this weekend, the most of his career against any team. 23rd regular season win against the Bears. If you think about that, that's really crazy. He's tied with Brett Favre for the most wins against the Bears by any QB in the Super Bowl era. So it's always a question every year, will they not, will they? Do the Packers have enough to go to the playoffs, win the Super Bowl this year?
Maybe they pick up Odell.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe
I don't think
that's a
they.
bold take.
I don't think they have enough assets for Rodgers to make that happen.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
They need to get him a supporting cast.
I agree. I agree. But with that in mind, let's move to our power ranking. So this is where I do this segment. Last week we did 3, but now we're 2 weeks in the season. We're going to do our full 5-team power ranking. So this is the ESPN power rankings this week. Buffalo at 2-0, number 1. Kansas City, number 2. Tampa Bay, number 3. Los Angeles Rams at 1-1 at 4. And Miami Dolphins at 5. So I'm going to give you my top 5 for this week, and then you guys will give you my top 5. Will give me the top 5 for this week. So I'm going to go with Buffalo Bills at number 1. Now, I don't know if you see the video of the coordinators packing up upstairs against the Bills. These guys are packing up like accountants. They're packing up so calmly, like they just dismantled a pro football team.
Nah, I haven't seen that video.
Nah, I gotta.
217 yards, 4 TDs, 128.9 pass rating for Josh Allen. Stephon Diggs, he's him.
Yeah.
He's him. He's him, bro. Although he was their leading rusher, Josh Allen. They need to get the running game going a little bit.
Oh yeah,
you get the running game a little bit. Number 2, I got the Tampa Bay Bucks. Tom Brady is also him. They got the some injuries going on right now, but man, they got the lineup to do things. The Saints are their kryptonite, and they still beat them. Tom Brady threw the iPad once again this year, but I got them at number 2. Now number 3, I'm a big Pat Mahomes guy, so I'm gonna put the Chiefs at number 3. Although I think the Bucks are a little bit better right now. 235, 2 TDs, and a great passer rating against the Chargers. Now, Justin Herbert, the Chargers are a pretty talented team. That's a big dub. They obviously, man, it's a big game this week against the Colts. Mahomes is 11-0 against the Colts coordinator. I think they're going to catch a dub. Kansas City Chiefs at number 3. Miami Dolphins have a huge matchup against the Buffalo Bills this week, and I'm going to put them at number 4 after catching that dub against the Ravens. Best receiving core in the NFL currently with their health. Now, ESPN had the Los Angeles Rams in the mix. I'm going to go, my one-on-one team is going to be the Packers. Aaron Rodgers deals over the Bears, 234 yards, 2 TDs. They are my number 5 team. Now, fellas, it's time for you to make your top 5 list. Who wants to go first?
I guess I will.
Okay.
So I definitely like the Bills, man. The Bills they're hot right now. So yeah, I'd take Bills at 1. And I'm not trying to cough you too much, but it's hard.
No, it's fair.
It's hard to bet against Brady. I
Yeah.
mean, he is always going to be in the mix no matter what team he's on. That is just the Brady factor, I think they call it. He just elevates everybody's game around him.
For sure.
3. I like Kansas City. I'll put Kansas City at 4. For number 3, this might be a little out there, but I'm gonna say the Eagles. I like the Eagles.
2-0.
Yeah,
But
Uncle Nick, man.
Okay. Hey, you trying to get in good graces with Coach Sirianni. So we got the Eagles at number 3, Casey at number 4, and who's your number 5?
I don't know.
Rams, Packers, maybe.
Yeah, I've always been a big Rams guy. So
I don't know, man. Matthew Stafford 5 interceptions in his first
I don't know.
2 I mean, I heard someone say like he got a Super Bowl, he's done. You know what I mean? He's like, he's
Yeah.
not motivated. I don't know about that, but like
I don't know. I like the Rams. I'll put Rams.
Rams at 5. All right, so just to reconfirm, Angelo's list is Bills, Bucks, Eagles, KC, and the Rams. Now, Leon, before we get a break, you're gonna give us yours.
I'm gonna say Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay at 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
Brady. I'm gonna say the Eagles.
Whoa, number 2. Okay, 2-0, man. Okay.
I give you the Bills.
Okay.
Miami. And my last one, I'm going with the Cowboys. Stand up.
That's crazy.
Cowboys.
That's
stand up.
Right. Cut to the
At
break.
8:59
Cut to the break.
on a Thursday in Wash
Cowboys
Ball.
Nation, stand up.
All right, nobody's standing
No
up.
one's standing up, bro. All right, thank you guys so much for the NFL segment. Now, Leon, you already know what the deal is. We got trivia tonight. Of course, our trivia segment here on the present tense. Now, we've got a couple ones tonight, a little bit outside our normal setup here. Now, this one was kind of fun, but I'll say this one second, actually. Let us go to our trivia here. Okay, so remember, you didn't answer this after the break. Your first question for tonight is pulled up. Okay. First trivia question for tonight. You have to take it as a pair tonight. Who set the Pittsburgh Steelers single game record for receiving yards on November 10th, 2002? Is it A, Hines Ward, B, Plaxico Burress, C, Antoine Randall L, or D, Lynn Swan? Your second question for tonight is what I thought of right before the show. I'm not going to lie. Now, Leon, you started school in 2018. That's almost, it will be 5 years ago when this semester is over, but 4 years ago. So that was a long time ago. And I want to ask you, for your trivia tonight, what was the number 1 song in 2018 at the end of year Hot 100 Billboard charts? Is it A, Perfect by Ed Sheeran, B, Rockstar by Post Malone, C, I Like It by Cardi B, or D, God's Plan by Drake? Those are your trivia questions. We'll get those right after the break. You're listening to the Present Tense on 91.7 FM, WNJR Washington, and online at WNJR.org.
I thought 2018.
I know what it is. It gotta be Drake.
You think it's Drake? I was
Yeah.
thinking Post. I was thinking Mo Bamba. Actually, I'm a little ahead of that. When was Mo Bamba?
That was
17?
that was
Or was it early 18?
I thought you might have been early, but you gotta remember it blew up for like a minute.
Yeah, like I'm not saying, but
I'm looking at the bottom of the chart. I don't even think it's top 100, honestly. Yeah, you guys go. We got about probably about 3 minutes here. We'll get back. So you got time. Remember, water's at the end of the hall.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys better not look at that trivia while you're out there.
I left my phone in here.
No,
Okay.
I'm right there.
Okay, all right.
I have an idea about the first one. Well, let's say I have an idea, and I already eliminated one of the answers.
Yeah, dude, it took a while for a guy on the show to. The girls all got. I don't think the girls missed a trivia question on the show yet, but the guys just got theirs. Sam got his. What was Sam's question? Look back. Sam Bass's question was who had the fastest foot speed running in the NFL in 2021? It was Jonathan Taylor. Yeah. That's, dude, if you think about that, man, like that's the thing with like Josh Allen and like Derrick Henry. These guys are like big, like they're moving grown men out of the like. And it's not like the guys are moving or small. Like Najee Harris, like throwing a guy off. That's a big man.
Yeah.
And the dude he's tackling or just trying to tackle him is huge.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He just tosses him aside. You know.
Yeah, people don't. I notice people don't get how big NFL. Like everybody in the
Well,
NFL
really,
is big.
honestly, all pros. If you go to like a Pirates,
Oh yeah, no,
O'Neal Cruz, bro.
yeah, they're
Huge, bro.
It doesn't even make sense.
Well, NBA, bro. If you see like it sounds like, oh, he's 6'4", he's out there, he's like undersized for his a small forward. You see, stand next to a 6'4" guy who's like 230, and you're like, dude, this is a big dude, yo.
Yeah, people don't get that. They think like, oh yeah, he's bad in the NFL. I could play with him. Like, no, that dude.
Especially in the NFL, like
even in anything, like a professional athlete would probably beat you.
the thing, like, it always says like, would Duke beat the Cavaliers or like would the Alabama beat
It wouldn't
the
even be
Jaguars?
close.
It wouldn't be close. The Jaguars played Alabama, it'd be a blowout.
Yeah, it wouldn't even be close. You gotta think about it, like
yeah.
Like if the worst, I don't know the worst team this year is because it's still close.
Say it's Detroit.
Okay.
Detroit would whoop on Alabama. I mean, you gotta think about it. It's the best. Like out of Alabama, maybe 2 dudes go to the league and make a real impact.
Yeah,
that's just out of Alabama. 2 dudes. That's it.
We have about 45 seconds or so until showtime.
Alabama just got their successful quarterback in the league, Mac Jones.
Bro, they got Tua, Jalen Hurts.
Now, but before,
Yeah,
couldn't remember they said all Alabama quarterbacks they don't do good.
Yeah, I mean right now Jalen Hurts, Tua.
Well, now Tua doing good, but before they were trying to write him off.
Yeah, facts. Good thing he didn't ride back though. They wrote him off. He didn't ride back. That's my quote of the day.
Geno Smith.
Yeah, I think.
Geno like that. That's a WVU guy right there.
Yeah, it is.
My
girl wants to about that. We are back on the present tense with Sam Stewart on 91.7 FM, WNJR Washington, and online at WNJR.org. We're talking with Angelo Fratini and Leon Middleton, senior offensive lineman here at Dubjay. Now, we had our trivia segment before the break, and we asked them their trivia questions for the night. Now, my first trivia question for the night concerned the Pittsburgh Steelers, and it was, who set a Pittsburgh Steelers single-game record for receiving yards on November 10th, 2002? Was it A, Hines Ward, B, Plaxico Burress, C, Antoine Radell L, or Lynn Swan? And your answer is, Angelo.
Well, I'm going to start by annihilating D.
Right, Lynn Swan played a long time ago.
Yes. Okay. So it gives me down to a 33% chance here. I'm going to have to go with Hines Ward.
Ooh, sorry, that's incorrect. Actually, Plaxico Burress had a team record for single receiving yards. They had 9 receptions for 253 yards on 9 receptions.
There is such a small part of me that wanted to say Plaxico.
That was a difficult one. I was banking on the fact that you were like a big Yinzer.
Yeah. See, I'm not.
I got you. Okay, sorry. But maybe you can got. Hey, we still got time for redemption night. You guys can be a winner on the trivia segment tonight. Now, Leon started school here in 2018, and you know he was partying at that time. He was listening to a lot of music, I'm sure. So, what was the number 1 song on the Billboard year-end Hot 100 singles of 2018? Was it A, Rockstar by Post Malone, B, Perfect by Ed Sheeran, C, I Like It by Cardi B and Bad Bunny, or D, God's Plan by Drake?
What DJ Khaled say? God did. I'm gonna go with D. God's Plan.
That's correct. You guys are trivia segment winners tonight. Congrats, fellas. Man, that feels like a long time ago, bro. 4 years ago.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's crazy. God's Plan. Number 2 was Perfect by Ed Sheeran. Number 3 was actually Meant to Be by Baby Rexha, Florida Georgia Line. Number 4 was actually Havana by Camila Cabello, and number 5 was Rockstar by Post Malone. I Like It was down at 7. So, fellas, we've had a lot of fun tonight, and I got one more question before our final segment. What is your favorite memory here at W&J? It can be on the field or off the field. You know, remember we are on radio. But you can take it any way you want. Favorite memory at W&J. And Angela's smiling, so I'm going to go to him first.
I don't know if I could narrow it down to one, man. I
know it's hard. I couldn't answer it.
Yeah.
I do say I never asked a question I couldn't answer, but then at the same time,
yeah.
I know I just have to go.
I know. I could do a whole nother radio show on all my memories.
I'm sure. This is King of Beacon.
Great. Come on. This is a great place. I think one of my number 1 memories would probably be being named to the Division III All-American team. Now that was in the summer, but obviously the work happened here in the spring. So that was a big accomplishment for me, and I hope that that's not the sole time I'm named to that.
Gotcha, man. That is a great memory, and I'm looking forward to you taking the field Saturday. I know you're working hard to get back to that title. And Leon, what about you?
I'm gonna say sophomore year, week 4, when I came in against Grove City, second quarter, and I earned my position.
Yeah, never look back. You never look back. That's awesome, guys. Thank you so much for sharing that. Thank you so much for a fun show tonight. Now, it's time for my favorite segment of the day, the quote of the day segment. I didn't have one for you guys tonight. I did give a Geno Smith quote on Tuesday. They wrote me off, and I write back. My friend Brian Vogel, shout out to him. He gave me that one. But guys, I'm gonna turn it over to you for the quote of the day segment. Whoever wants to take it can take it.
I go first. So my quote of the day, and it's been with me since the summer. I had a hard workout. It was like a struggle. It wasn't a struggle waking up every day, but I told myself I just want to take it one day at a time. Mm-hmm. Now I remind my team this every day, like take it one day at a time, one play at a time. Everything just become more like simple instead of just looking forward. It's good to look forward, but sometimes it could get overwhelming. Like you might think that you got a lot to do.
Gotta live in the present tense.
Yeah, but if you focus on what you have to do now, and then just go slow and take it one day at a time, you'll be fine.
Dude, that's what's up. That's a great. I definitely love that. That's a great quote. Angelo, what about you?
Yeah, so I'm big on the YouTube like motivation.
Not gonna lie, me too.
Watching those, I have a big a thing like every Friday night. That's what I watch.
Cool.
Maybe like 30 minutes.
Might have to join you one time, bro.
Speakers, yeah. So, but one that really stuck with me, and it's by Ben Franklin. Is today I will do what others won't, so tomorrow I can do what others can't. And that's a big. With football, definitely like how you train every day. There's all the cliches of how you train and all that, but like, I mean, even just like taking care of your body. Like, okay, tonight I'm gonna go to bed at 9:00. Like, I ain't gonna stay up till 2, 3 in the morning. I'm gonna get my sleep, so tomorrow I'm well rested and I'm recovering better than the next guy. It comes down to the little things, and people think it is harder. It's really not as hard as it actually is to do the right thing to help your body and help your mind and everything.
Wow, that's a great quote. It really does come down to little details. Thank you for that. Ben Frank, that's really cool. I don't know if you've been to Philly, but they have like a big key hanging up.
Yeah.
He flew the kite with the key on it, got struck by lightning.
He's up on top of City Hall too.
Here?
No, in Philly.
Philly, yeah, that's what I say. Yeah, no, I've been to Philly. It's definitely a really cool city to visit. I'm thinking about Carlo right now and how we had that discussion about what was the best spot to eat a Philly cheesesteak. But yeah, hey, I'm sure he's happy that the Eagles are off to a great start. So thank you for that quote. And Leon, I do want to bring up though to end tonight. I don't have a quote of the day of my own, but do you remember your quote of the day from the first time?
I forgot what I said.
You know what it was? It was get up
and get
it done.
Yes, sir,
bro. And that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, I feel like I want everyone around me to come with this energy, man. Like the thing is, like, I want my life to be like, I get up and I get it done. I don't know what's going to happen that day. But whatever happens, I'm going to get it done, man. I'm going to live to the fullest, live in the present tense, do the best I can. So, hey, here's to getting up and getting it done.
Yes, sir.
Guys, thank you so much for joining the show tonight. It's been a really fun episode. I look forward to seeing you guys play Saturday. Thank you for, reaching out to me. You guys have always been very nice to me, great friends, and spreading that positivity around campus. So thank you for that. And thank you for joining me tonight.
Thank you for having us tonight.
It was an honor, man. Really great episode. I'm excited to have y'all, be on the field Saturday and get to watch you play. Well, everyone, that concludes our episode of the Present Tense for tonight. Make sure you check out my Instagram, the Present Tense WNJR. That's the Present Tense WNJR on Instagram. Just threw up our first episode of a Mic'd Up series with Bryn Bezak. And we have a little mystery episode coming out tomorrow night. A little on-location episode like we do with Kiki. Check out those on the weekends. We have some more coming. Tomorrow might be a fun one. That's all I'm saying. But we have also the schedule for next week coming out Sunday. Track, soccer, and field hockey will be represented. So some big shows coming up next week. If you see me around at a sporting event this weekend, let's talk. Let's share some about life as well. I'll be playing in the Red Black World Series for the Washington Jefferson baseball team here. Go Team Red. But until then, everyone have a great night. Remember to live in the present tense. And we are